Welcome to Solid Rock Entertainment with your host on the Central Coast, Samuel Gardner. Welcome to another edition of Solid Monday Motivation. And Solid Monday Motivation, as I had said before, is a series where I'll be inspiring, motivating through the inspiration of God, right? And like I said, we are facing challenging and very tumultuous times, and we're going to do our best to, I am going to do my best to make sure that I keep everyone uh, positive and stay positive and keep a clear mind in the best way that I know how, and that is to speak speak positive and spread positive energy, right? So this week's topic, and also before I get into the topic, I just want to thank everyone that has tuned in before. And I hope that the last video, it touched your heart, and I hope that it inspired you, and I hope that it gave you a word of encouragement so that you can keep pushing, right? Because no matter what the obstacle that we might face in life, we will come out victorious. Now, that being said, victorious, right? This week's topic is going to be, you can handle whatever life hands you. Now, as I said before, we are living in some times that are unstable. We're living in times that are challenging and we have obstacles. But one thing for sure, once we have God on our side, nothing is impossible. And we can always come out victorious. Now, as I speak of victorious, what does more than a conqueror mean to you? Right? Because I say that because even though that me, you, all of us face challenges, we are more than conquerors because we have God as our guide. We have God as our leader. We have God as our king. We are his servants, and once we ask God to give us the guidance, he will guide us. So what does being victorious mean to you? And to me, being victorious means that, as I had said before, more than a conqueror. And you have the confidence that before you're ever faced with a problem, that you're going to have victory over it, right? Before you even face with a problem, you know that you're going to have victory. Why is that? Is it because of self? No, because we know the God that we serve. And we know that the God that we serve, he has done it in times before us, times while we're here, and times even after we're here, for even our children and our children's children, that we will definitely, with no questions, without no doubt, that we will win this battle, right? So whether it's your job, if you're facing issues on your job, if you're facing issues in your home, if you're facing issues with a boyfriend or a girlfriend, husband, wife, whatever it is that you're going through, that is a challenge right now, you will be victorious. A health crisis, if the doctor tell you no, God say yes. And if the doctor say yes, God say no, right? So we have to just believe and stand firm in our salvation and in our belief and who we believe in, and know that we will pull through, because that's what God wants for us. Begin to think every day, I can handle whatever life hands me. And why can you? Why can you think like that? Because you know that, you know what? God is not going to give us more than we can bear, right? That might sound a little cliche, but it's the truth. God wouldn't give us a challenge if he knows that that soldier right there of mine, he cannot handle it. So I'm not going to give him that, right? If he knows that you can handle 10 pounds of pressure, he's not going to give you 20 pounds of pressure. But I know sometimes to us, 10 pounds of pressure might feel like 30 pounds of pressure. But trust me, God knows that you can handle that 10 pounds of pressure that he has given you, right? And you see, once you even pass that test, more challenge will arise. But guess what? Sometimes you will have even more confidence to face the next challenge, because you realize what and who made you conquer the last challenge with that less heavier of a pressure, right? So definitely we have to think positive. You see, that's why when I say you have to begin to think every day that you can handle any situation, that right there, is the positive thought. That's the positive thought, because when you go out there and you realize that, sure, no matter what I face, I am gonna get it. I'm gonna get over it. I'm gonna make it, right? And it's the strength of God that is gonna have us able to think that way and have that confidence. The right thinking is the first step towards a better life. Do you know that whatever you think, it will and shall manifest in flesh? So if you think bad, bad things will occur. If you think good, good things will occur. I usually like to go by the saying, do good every time and good will follow. And if you do bad every time, bad will follow. So which one do you choose? Which road do you choose? You know, what's the lane you want to be in? Right? I choose to do good. Right? My father passed away 5 years ago, and his last words to me was, in this, while you're here, try and do the right thing. Try and do the right thing in life. Right? So right there tells you my father was already telling me, you know, on his dying bed, to think right. Right? So the right thinking is the first step towards a better life. Right? So if you're in a bind, you have to tell yourselves that I'm gonna get out of this. I don't see where the money is coming from. I don't see where the help is gonna come from, but I believe, and trust me, I've been in it. I've been in situations where, you know, I couldn't even pay a light bill, right? But I trust and I believe and I had faith, and guess what? It happened where I was able to do what I have to do. And sometimes, for instance, I remember one time when I lived at an apartment of mine in the past, my light had cut off because things were tough, right? We all go through, like I said, with challenges, and I prayed and I prayed, but guess what? I know that I was gonna get paid the next couple of days to turn on back the light, right? And so forth. I went through a little darkness for a few nights, but guess what? In those times, I prayed, I believed, and I trust God. God showed up, right? So He never leaves you in a situation. He might put you through the fire, but He's not gonna keep you in the fire, right? As I always tell people, a diamond. You see, how a diamond is so beautiful and shiny. It had to go through fire. It had to go through that rough process for it to come out in such a perfect cut and shape and shine, right? So always try to keep the right thinking, the right frame of mind. It will get you through in life. Trust me. Discovering God's will through an accurate knowledge of His Word and beginning to think as He thinks is the beginning of a new life for anyone who desires one. So, in order for you to really get through this thing called life, you have to discover God's will, right? You have to discover God's will. And how do you know God's will? Is by not just reading His Word, but you have to understand His Word. You see, you can't just read the book and just put it down. You have to, while you're reading it, not even with just the Bible, with any book that you're reading, don't just, okay, page 1, page 2, page 3. Sometimes you even have to end up reading one sentence 3 times before going to the next sentence. That's if you want to understand what you're reading. So if you want to discover what's God's will, right, and you want to have knowledge of what God's will is, you have to read His Word accurately and understand it, right? So, my people, stay positive. And the question I'm going to leave with you is, in what specific situation do you need to believe you are more than a conqueror? Trust that through God, you are able to be victorious. My people, that is it for this Monday motivation, solid Monday motivation. And I hope that you stay blessed, stay positive, and spread love, share love, breathe, accept life. Life is good. And you know why life is good? Because you are here watching this video right now. And the only reason why you're watching this video right now is because you have another day above ground and you are breathing and you are among the living. So thank you for tuning in, and keep tuning in. Stay blessed and all will be fine. Keep everything solid. Solid Rock Entertainment tuning out.